Fighters, welcome to episode number 21 of the True North Fighters podcast. I'm Pharaoh.
I'm Wolfpack, reporting for duty.
I'm Shamaro the Dragon Fox.
And we have quite a bit of stuff for you to listen to tonight. So, Wolf, what do we got first to start off with?
Well, first and foremost, this weekend was one to remember tournament-wise, because it was Final Kombat taking place live from Toronto Metropolitan University in the heart of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the final stop on the Mortal Kombat Pro competition circuit. Holy smokes, I will tell you guys this right now. I don't think I have watched so much Mortal Kombat over the course of a single weekend. This was
here. Like it was just packed all weekend. And then of course you got Ed Boon coming out in the middle of the final eight, comparing us to Chicago.
Yeah,
for some reason I couldn't say why he would think that, but apparently he thinks that we're like Chicago.
Well, I mean, it could be... Well, I mean, Ed didn't exactly give us, like, a full answer. He didn't really give us, like, a straight-up answer for the comparison, so it could possibly come down to, like, the energy from the fans. It could have come down to possibly how wild the matches were. Because I mean, there have been quite a few tournaments already this season.
I think we got at least one leg up on Chicago. We have geese.
Yeah, that's yes, that is true. That is very, very true. And on top of that,
we have geese. Second Chicago.
Yep. And on top of that, we had quite the turnout for Canadian talent. We pretty much saw all of that happening during the Last Chance qualifiers, which, by the way, 12 hours of combat on Friday.
Dude, that's an absolute marathon.
Holy smokes. Oh gosh. Absolutely crazy. It was Guy Exceptional from Brazil who won the Last Chance qualifier. He beat Gur from the United States. And actually, Gur ended up winning 3-2 to reset the bracket. And then Guy went on to win the second set 3-1. Our notable Canadian players, the one and only Honeybee, was part of the Last Chance qualifier. He did end up making it to losers round 2, but unfortunately lost to Pulse in that one. Hayatai, I believe is how you pronounce it. He ended up losing to ELG Mari 3-2 in losers round 3, which is actually very interesting because he actually ended up getting a bye into the third round on the loser side. So pretty much that was like his one shot. Unfortunate that he lost, but definitely didn't go down without a fight. Sick with it 11 was also a casualty at the hands of Pulse. Ended up getting swept 3-0 in losers round 1. MTL Leon lost to Conqueror 249 from Brazil. Also a sweep in losers round 1. And then there was actually an all-Canadian matchup in losers round 1. Michael Serafan defeated Jebasak 3-0. Then defeated Ludi of the United States 3-2. And then ended up losing to Akstar from Lebanon 3-0 in losers round 3. So absolutely insane. There were well over a dozen different players who unfortunately did not advance out of the Last Chance qualifier pools, including the fact that there were actually 5 players from bracket A2, 5 players representing Canada who did not make it out of the pools. Super Nugs and Slight Wolf tied for 5th. Alo Loco Forever and Rezo tied for 7th, while Reckless finished 4th in that bracket. So definitely a lot going on there. But regardless, very proud of all the Canadians who gave it their very best during the Last Chance qualifiers. I know that wasn't easy for them, having to endure 12 grueling hours of combat, but They showed the world exactly why you don't mess with Canada. And so that pretty much leads us into the group stages on Saturday. Holy smokes, just Group A? Group A itself was just...
It was stacked.
Oh my god, it was beyond stacked, actually. It was beyond stacked. First and foremost, you had Sonic Fox in Group A. So that says a lot right there. Final Kombat, Tekken Master, Souls Clue, and Killer Shinnok, they were all in that first group. Group B featured the likes of Nicholas, Video Games Yo, Wise Gemini, MK Javier, and Chocolate 2383. Group C, that was also pretty stacked because there was Ninja Killa and Mighty Unjust. They were both in there. Zeus, Brosif, and Makaran were all in Group C, and Group D featured Scorpion Prox, Zombat, Kanimani, Mike Liu, and of course, Guy Exceptional, who advanced into the group after winning the LCQ. It all came down to the top 8, the 8 best players from around the world, half of them being American, by the way. And you know what, Shamaro, take it away. Explain to us, especially for those who didn't get a chance to watch, explain the chaos that happened during the top 8.
Ooh, I don't know. Chaos is strong enough a word, Wolf. Honestly, I've seen a lot of tournaments this year so far. I have had to marathon several in the course of my brief career as a podcaster right now, and to this day, Final Kombat is going to remain for a while the most intense fighting game tournament I have seen in 2024. It's Evo, you have big shoes to fill if you're gonna top the craziness that happened in this Final 8. It was absolute madness. Now, I will say just right off the bat, although Wolf, I know we did see a lot of real character variation throughout the last chance qualifiers and the group stages, but I will say it is quite interesting that we eventually just boiled down to a lot of Johnny Cage versus Peacemaker matchups. That was Johnny and Peacemaker probably made up about a good 75%, if not more, of the characters used in this Final 8. They were getting popped off left and right. Cameo wise, we had mostly Chameleons and Kanos coming out, with just the odd exception of Cyrax, which was actually a key cameo here and there.
Absolutely. And let's not forget either the other character that was used quite often throughout this tournament, Empress Sindel. Sindel was also used quite often throughout.
Well, she was used a lot in the early tournaments, but top 8, I think I saw her once.
Well, true, but I mean, still, definitely had a huge impact on how things turned out. But yeah, definitely a lot of Johnny Cage, a lot of Peacemaker, and definitely a lot of players using Chameleon, as well as some using Kano, some using Cyrax. Ideally, it seems that the best pairings, ideally, were Johnny Cage and Chameleon with the cameo, Sindel with Cyrax as the cameo. Just a lot of character diversity, but ultimately, like you said, came down to a lot of Johnny Cage and Peacemaker, some Sindel here and there. But oh my gosh, what a finals.
It definitely showed us what the competitive players consider as top tier characters.
Definitely.
Anyway, so coming into the winners quarterfinals. So in our first match, we had Sonic Fox versus Video Games Yo. A lot of these games came down to the wire for those guys.
Yeah.
Actually, the first game in that set, which was won by Sonic Fox, it actually almost timed out. I think that was one of the only games where one of the only rounds where we actually had a timeout.
It was very, very close.
It was like they were down to pixels of health, and then it just came down to like 5 seconds on the clock, and I forget whether it timed out completely or whether someone actually got KO'd, but it was honestly as close as you can get in a match. So yeah, Sonic Fox won the first game 2-0, won the second game 2-0, and then won the third game 2-0 for a clean sweep against VGEO. Then game 2 match 2 in the winners quarters was Scorpion Prox versus the Mighty Unjust. And Unjust basically just swept, like Scorpion got one round in the third game, and that was about it. Everything else was just Unjust.
There you go. And that was that Johnny Cage Peacemaker matchup that was mentioned so often throughout the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that that was just the first of many, honestly.
Yep.
And then we had Nicholas versus Faisal Kombat, and Faisal came out swinging in the first game with a 2-0 win. Then Nicholas came back with a 2-1 and a 2-0 win. Faisal, then he switched out to Peacemaker himself and started doing some better, and he took that game 2-0.
Yep.
But then Nicholas comes back in game 5 with a 2-0 win, clinching his spot in the winner's bracket.
Yeah, that was just absolutely nuts. And I mean, with Faisal using Katana, definitely there was a lot of potential there, but as soon as they got into the second match, it really started going downhill, and hence, once Nicholas did the clean sweep in game number 3, right there, it was pretty obvious that a character change needed to happen. So
yeah, Faisal knew what he needed to do, and he did, but still, it wasn't able to save him fast enough. Honestly, I think he should have changed that to Peacemaker earlier, and he might have had a chance. Yeah,
very, very, very possible. I'm actually quite surprised that he stuck with Katana for as long as he did. But nonetheless, still had success with both characters, but as you mentioned, just not enough to advance to the winner semis.
Yeah, well, I'll admit we had some good Katana play in this Final 8 overall.
That we did.
I forget which match it was exactly, but I know one competitor did manage to do some crazy zoning with some fan throws with Katana as their main.
Oh yeah.
And was able to clinch a few wins like that. But yes, Peacemaker and Johnny are definitely being at the top tier of the meta right now. So, if you're gonna win, you kind of gotta stick with either one of those two at this point.
Absolutely.
Anyway, moving on to the last match in the winners quarters, we had Ninja Killer versus Zombat.
Yep.
And this I have it in my notes right here. I said in capital letters with 3 exclamation marks. So fucking close.
Yeah.
And it really was. Oh my gosh. Game 1, Zombat comes out swinging with a 2-0 win. Then Ninja comes out on game 2 with a 2-0. And he follows up with a 2-1 win. Then Zombat comes out with a 2-0. And then game 5, Ninja just clinches it with a 2-1 win. It was honestly one of the closest matches in the in the top 8. So
it was absolutely crazy. That's more of that Peacemaker Johnny Cage goodness that we got served up at Final Kombat, and that was just the winners quarterfinals. Obviously, everyone who lost those matches got a second chance because they got bumped down into the losers round 1, and so it just carried on from there.
Indeed, but keeping with the winners brackets, so first off, in the winners semis, we had Sonic Fox versus the Mighty Unjust, and it's Sonic Fox, so I'm pretty sure we know how this ends up.
Oh yeah,
it only goes for 3 games, and I'll admit, Unjust gave a run for his money. All Fox's wins in this match were 2-1 wins. He had to fight for this.
Yeah, well, with the exception of game number 2, because he swept that one.
Yes, with the exception of game number 2. And then we had Nicholas versus Ninja Killer. And Ninja swept, with the exception of a round game 2 where Nicholas was able to clinch out a win for a round. But yeah, Ninja just swept that. It was honestly no contest right there.
Yep.
And then obviously that leaves Sonic Fox and Ninja Kill to face off in the winners finals. And good God, like, oh my gosh, like Sonic Fox again sweeps 2-0, 2-0, and then 2-1. But it seems that Ninja guys finally links back just a bit too late, and he made Fox really work for that victory again. So Fox ends up getting into the top 3 with that win, and then going down to losers bracket in round 1 we had VGO versus Scorpion Prox, and a lot of back and forth here too. Game 1, Scorpion came out with a 2-0 win, then VGO comes out, and for game 2 to get his 2-0 win, he actually changes out to Shang Tsung.
Yeah,
and he seemed to get so much better. Like, oh my gosh, his Shang Tsung, his projectile game was on point there, and it gave us and with his Cyrax cameo to boot, it was honestly just a like the rest of this match. It was just a huge string of blockchains and combos.
Yep, definitely. And I mean, I was so shocked when I saw VGY swap out General Shao for Shang Tsung so early on. And I mean, understandably, I get it because he goes down 2-0 at the end of the first game. But then, like, it proved successful, the character change, at least for a little bit, because
it was actually surprising because the commentators, Ketchup and Mustard, nerds, love you guys, by the way, shout out to you guys.
Yes.
They were actually mentioning that apparently Shang Tsung, he's actually a very tricky character to use in competitive play.
He is.
You know, like the fact that VGY could actually use him effectively was quite a surprise to everyone, honestly.
It was, yeah.
But yeah, the changeover managed to get VGO. He managed to win games 2 and 3 with 2 wins all around. And then Scorpion comes back in game 4 with a 2-1 win, and then Scorpion boots VG out of the competition with a final 2-0 game 5.
Oh yeah, that was a hell of a series. But the next one in losers round 1 was just as crazy.
Oh yeah. So the other match in round 1 was Final Kombat versus Zombat. Lots of combats going around here in the usernames.
Yep.
So Faisal came out swinging. He got 2-1 game 1. Then Zombat came back with games 2 and 3 with 2-1 and 2-0 respectively. And then game 4, Faisal actually changes out to Kitana.
Yes.
Surprisingly. And then he starts, and like I'm pretty sure this is the match I was talking about where he just clinches wins with zoning fan throws.
I think this was the match, yeah.
Yes, I think this was. And yeah, so game 4 he clinches that 2-1, and then game 5 Zombat decides to switch out to General Zhao. But that doesn't seem to help him because he just gets absolutely shredded by, again, the zoning fans, and Faisal just gets a 2-0 win to knock Zombat out of the competition. Then going into round 2 of losers, we had Scorpion Prox versus Nicholas, the battle of the twins.
Oh, this was crazy.
Honestly, this was so sad to see the brothers have to fight each other in the losers bracket, and one of them have to get knocked down so early. But it had to happen. And they actually decided to give us a bit of a show because Scorpion Prox played with Rain, and then Nicholas played with Raiden.
Actually, I think it was the other way around.
Wait, yeah, sorry. Twins! Twins! Anyway, yeah, so it was quite a show. Okay, so I guess that means my notes are all turned around then. Oh my gosh. Okay, Wolf, you might have to take this one over because I think my notes are totally wrong and I have all my guys switched up. All I know is that is that someone I think it was Scorpion Prox in game 3. He managed to get a the last round of that game was actually a near perfect win, and then those are all the notes I have here. But basically, Nicholas, after 4 games, Nicholas was able to clinch the win between the two brothers, and he moved on.
Yep,
and
it was a spectacle, absolutely. And I mean, it was just literally they were just trading 2-1 wins the entire way. Nicholas got it in the beginning. Scorpion brought it back to tie it up, and then Nicholas just let loose in the next 2 games.
Indeed. Like, honestly, I was half expecting it to go to a Game 5 because it just looks so scripted. Like, the brothers were just trying to give the audience a serious show. But yeah, it finished up in 4 games, but either way, it was still some of the best Raiden and Rain plays I have ever seen in competitive play.
Love seeing Raiden get represented there. That was awesome.
Indeed, and Rain too. Like the water bending was strong there,
bro.
Anyway, moving on. Game 2 of round 2, we had Physical Combat versus the Mighty Unjust. And this was a Peacemaker mirror match. It was absolutely doozy. Crazy. Oh my gosh! The number of sonic booms, anti-gravities, eagle assists, and torpedoes that we had to see in this matchup was just insane.
Oh my god!
I honestly, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in for this mirror match.
Yeah.
But take it in, we did. And Faisal came out swinging with a 2-1 win for Game 1. And then Unjust tried tying things up in Game 2 with a 2-1 win. But then Faisal just came out swinging again with Games 3 and 4 with 2-1 and 2-0s respectively to knock Unjust out of the competition. So yes, he brought down one of the titans of Mortal Kombat competitive. Right there and then.
Definitely, that was it. It was a hard fought series.
Indeed, and then going down to the losers semifinals, we had Nicholas versus Faisal Combat, and Nicholas almost completely swept here. Like game 1 and game 2, he won 2-0 and 2-1 respectively. Then Faisal switches to Kitana again, another Kitana switch up, and he wins game 3 at 2-1. But then Nicholas just comes back with a 2-0 win at Game 4, clinching a spot in the losers finals.
Yeah, and people were looking forward to that too, because remember, Nicholas and Faisal were actually running it back from their matchup in the winners' quarters. So
indeed,
there was definitely a lot to look forward to,
and it was a seriously crazy rematch, but not as crazy as what has to be, in my opinion, the most absolutely maddening matchup in this entire tournament with, oh my god, it's the losers finals between Ninja Killa and Nicholas. Now, I gotta say, I really thought Ninja was gonna clinch this. Game 1, Ninja comes in with a 2-1 win. Then Nicholas brings it back with a 2-0 in Game 2. Ninja comes back with a 2-1 Game 3. Nicholas comes back with a 2-0 in Game 4. They just keep going back and forth like this. And then Game 5 happens, and everything just goes to absolute 11. Basically, Ninja decides to go to Liu Kang, and round 1 of Game 5, he gets a flawless victory.
I mean, it doesn't get any more poetic than that. A flawless victory as Liu Kang, that's crazy.
It was absolutely insane. Bicycle kicks just were flying off the rails. He did not give Nicholas any time to breathe at all, and it was absolutely crazy. But then round 2 of that game, Nicholas brings it back and wins that one. And then probably one of the most craziest upsets I have seen in a fighting game so far in my short career. So Ninja had still playing Liu Kang and all, he had a good lead on Nicholas's Johnny Cage. Ninja was leading at about 50% health, while Nicholas was down to pixels of health. He was hurting. I was sure when I was watching this would be it, and it would be a Sonic Fox versus Ninja grand final. But no, No. Nicholas just clutched up, went total Ultra Instinct, and he managed to bring it back to just demolish Ninja and win the 5th game, clinching a spot in the grand finals.
Yeah, you want to find a way to describe a chaotic series with tons of twists and turns, this is the one to do it. And again, this was another run back because the two of them previously faced off in the winter semis, but with the end result, that pretty much sets up the grand finals between Sonic Fox and Nicholas.
Indeed, it was a true war of attrition. Coming out of the losers finals, we had Sonic Fox versus Nicholas, and it was the battle of not only the Johnny Cages, but also the chameleon cameos.
Yes, that's right. It was a double mirror. That's right.
It was a true mirror match. So we come out game 1, and it goes pretty much as people were kind of suspecting. Sonic Fox comes out with a 2-0 win lead in game 1. But then game 2, Nicholas brings it back with a 2-1 win. And I'm not gonna lie, in that game, Fox tried to pull off a good fatal blow, and he got punished. He got whiff punished hard for that.
Definitely.
And then Fox comes back in game 3 with a 2-1 win. And then we actually have some technical difficulties where basically Nicholas had been in the character select screen, and he was considering switching to Raiden. But as soon as they got the tech issues figured out, he realized, no, I'm gonna stick to the mirrors. I'm going to stick to Johnny.
Oh.
So that happens. Game 4 takes place, and Nicholas. Well, Game 4 and 5 actually take place, and Nicholas ends up winning those two with 2-0, 2-1 respectively, and thus resets the bracket. It was honestly an amazing turnaround to see. Of course, that didn't really save him when in the bracket resets. Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, Sonic Fox wins, and Sonic Fox wins 2-0, 2-0, 2-1.
Yeah.
It was honestly a near clean sweep at that point, and Sonic Fox is therefore, once again, he has clinched the first championship position for the first year of a Mortal Kombat game for the second time in a row. He clinched the first he clinched the first world championship for MK11 when it first came out, and now he has done the same for MK1. He is honestly a champion's champion at this point.
You're damn right, man. And I mean, like, you look at the journey for Sonic Fox from the winner's quarters all the way up to grand finals, like, almost a full-on sweep across the board. And it's like, Nicholas, definitely his toughest opponent, considering the fact that Nicholas did end up resetting the bracket. And, on top of that, too, think about how things could have ended differently if Nicholas had decided to switch to Raiden instead of staying with Johnny Cage.
Honestly, though, I'm glad he stuck with the mirror match because it was honestly cool to just see who was the best Johnny player.
You know what? I don't blame you. It was definitely thrilling. It was as advertised and then some. Like, you want to talk about the Peacemaker mirror match earlier on in the tournament? That was so freaking crazy.
Oh, we covered that, and it was crazy. Like we said, way too many torpedoes. I think I'm going to just... I think once I get MK1 for my PS5, I'm just going to avoid playing as Peacemaker, just to give myself a break from all the torpedoes that I had to witness throughout this entire tournament.
Don't worry, I'll make it even easier for you, and I won't use Peacemaker against you. Don't worry.
Thank you. Honestly, take Omniland, Homelander, what have you. Just let's let Peacemaker rest in peace for a while.
Of course, yes, but. Yeah, that is Final Kombat 2024, the last stop on the MK Pro competition circuit. And with that said, we are pretty much, we're not entirely done with tournaments just yet. For today we are, but
But we have a new tournament coming up in, was it, Wolf, 2 weeks?
I believe it's about 2 weeks or so. Yes, let me just double check here. Yes, CEO 2024 going down at the end of the month. So that is going to be 2 weeks from Friday. It starts on the 28th, goes to the 30th, and it's going to be going down in sunny, beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida. So,
oh man, that is just scenic. Like, if you ever want a good scenic, like, true American fighting game locale, like, that is the place to go.
Yep.
Now, Wolf, tell us what game tournaments do we have to look forward to at CEO 2024?
Well, bad news, we're not going to be seeing any Mortal Kombat there. The good news, though, is that we will be seeing Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising. We'll be seeing Guilty Gear Strive. We'll be seeing Tekken 8. And we will also be seeing Killer Instinct 2013. So,
let's go.
We will be seeing all of those, but once CEO is done, that then leaves the cream of the crop EVO North America taking place in the gambling capital of the world, the City of Sin, Las Vegas, Nevada. That is July 19th to the 21st. And at the time of recording, there is 1 week left until registration closes for EVO North America. And just to once again remind everyone of the games that are going to be showcased for the main tournaments, MK1, Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, as well as Third Strike, that will also be featured, Under Night in Birth 2, King of Fighters 15, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, and Guilty Gear Strive. So those are the next 2 tournaments we're going to be covering.
Honestly,
CEO,
all I can say, Wolf, is let's make sure we have our schedule straight this time so we can cover the optimal amount of tournaments this time. Because I am not doing Combo Breaker again. I am not going to let what happened with our Combo Breaker coverage happen again.
Yes, no worries. We'll definitely figure that out. And don't worry, after EVO North America is done, we will actually have a bit of a break from tournament coverage because I don't believe that there will be any more major North American tournaments happening until probably, I think it's October, I believe, like early October.
I believe you're right there, Wolf.
So at least that way, we'll be able to, get some breathing room, kind of recompose ourselves, and we won't have to worry about anything, but once we do start announcing when more tournaments are coming up, then we'll get back into that, and hopefully by the time we start covering the rest of the tournaments for this year, post-EVO, hopefully our strategies for covering everything will have improved bit by bit. It's not going to be an overnight success, obviously, but, we want to try and optimize this as best we can.
Indeed.
So
anyway, we rambled enough about tournaments and for the last, however much time we've got on this recording.
Pretty much about a half hour now.
Yeah, a good half hour. So, Wolf, let's move on to our news segments. And I believe you had a new Tekken patch to go over with us real quick.
Yes, that's right. We are about just over a week now since version 1.5 dropped for Tekken 8. I'm not going to go into any of the other kinds of stuff, like just the sound effects and voices got, they got fixes and stuff like that. I'm not going to go through that. I'll just briefly go through the characters. Elisa Boskanovich ended up getting nerfed. Ended up getting quite a couple of nerfs.
Yes!
So there's that. Asuka got majorly buffed. Majorly buffed. Azucena got... she got a few nerfs, but she got way more buffs. So she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Brian Fury got a whole bunch of buffs. Claudio got 1 nerf and 3 buffs.
Oh, so thank goodness, because he is such an underrated character, so the fact that he's getting more buffs, I hope this means that more people are going to play as him.
I would hope so, because Claudio is so fun to play. He is so fun to play. Devil Jin got a couple of nerfs and a bunch of buffs, so I can almost guarantee that he's going to be up there higher, going to be a bit higher up on the player usage charts, hopefully. Dragunov, he's gotten like 2 nerfs and 4 buffs. So
jeez, it's like the devs can't decide what to do with him anymore. Like he's been a part of like every update to this point.
he has, yeah. I mean, like you basically just don't want to. You want to make sure that everyone is balanced in some way. You don't want to have a character that essentially breaks the game, like how Dragunov. Right,
but what I'm saying is like no matter who gets, but like no matter who has gotten nerfed or buffed in the previous updates, Dragunov has always been included in the buff or nerf list.
This is true. Yes.
I'm wondering if this says something about Dragunov, like the fact that he's gotten updates in every single patch since the game's release.
I honestly I think Harada's the only one that'll be able to actually give a proper answer for that. So I can't really say anything on the matter. But moving forward, Eddie got a whole bunch of buffs, a couple of nerfs, but significantly more buffs. That's for sure.
Okay.
I'm very surprised given the Eddie 3 debacle that happened earlier. Fang ended up getting... Wow, Fang got nerfed big time. Got nerfed big time. Warang ended up also getting a fair share of nerfs and buffs. So those kind of balanced everything out, so he's okay. Jack 8 got majorly nerfed. Majorly buffed. As if Jack 8 wasn't intimidating enough. Jin got nerfed. He's got a couple of buffs, but it's 2 buffs to 3 nerfs. So the nerfs are a little more prevalent there. Jun also got a whole bunch of buffs, whole bunch of nerfs. Holy smokes. It's like literally an entire page. A whole entire page just for Jun Kazama. That's it. Ugh. A whole page dedicated to her.
Bird Mama, don't do this to me.
Oh, man. Yeah, she got buffs up the wazoo. It is crazy. Yeah, Kazuya also got buffed. A few nerfs here and there, but he got majorly buffed, that's for sure. Just like with Jun, an entire page just for Kazuya.
Oh dear God!
Good God!
Like you know that they're members of that family when they each get like a page worth of updates.
Right? Like that didn't even happen for Jin. So I mean, imagine what he's thinking. Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, King ended up getting the majority of the stuff for King is buffs. Got a few nerfs, but he's mostly buffed. Kuma and Panda. Both ended up getting buffed. 1 nerf for them both. Lars ended up getting nerfed. He got nerfed there. Law was buffed and nerfed. Lee, same thing there, but it looks like it's more buffs than nerfs. Leo, wow, Leo got a whole bunch of buffs. There's like 7 or 8 buffs here and like 2 or 3 nerfs. Actually, honestly, maybe a little bit more.
Honestly, like I'm fine with that because like when I first played as Leo, I felt like they were lacking, honestly.
A little bit, yeah. I kind of sensed that there were a few things that Leo didn't have that they were supposed to have. So it's definitely a good thing that they gave Leo a handful of buffs. Leroy most certainly got buffs up the wazoo. So no surprise there. Sad for me because Lily got a whole bunch of nerfs.
Oof.
A whole bunch of nerfs. She did still get buffs, but the majority of the changes are all nerfs. Nina also got significantly buffed. A couple nerfs here and there. Paul Phoenix, buffs all the way. Buffs for days. Jesus
Ooh.
Christ.
Talk about rising from the ashes.
Wow. I mean, how fitting for the guy that calls himself the strongest in the universe. Oh my gosh. Raven, handful of nerfs and buffs, so everything kind of balances out there. Reyna, also kind of a 50-50 here. Equal number of buffs and nerfs.
Okay, I'll accept that for my Thunder Queen. I will accept the balance of nerfs and buffs.
Yep, so kind of 50-50 there for Reyna. Shaheen, also a 50-50 there with buffs and nerfs. Steve got heavily buffed. Holy smokes. And this is, you know what, I find that Steve is a very special case because he's a boxer. So already, that takes away half of the face buttons on your controller that you can use.
Yeah, honestly, if they're gonna put a guy who can't use two of the buttons, I think you kind of have to buff him just to kind of compensate for that.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I've also started playing Steve recently, so I mean, this is definitely going to help for sure when I try to figure out my optimal strategies for Steve.
Oh, have you? Okay, well, I will have you know, now that I have a PS5 and I now have T8, I have been labbing Reyna, so square up, boxer.
Of course you're gonna challenge me as Reyna while I'm playing somebody like Steve. Of course.
The heavens have spoken.
Oh man, that's gonna be an interesting one. Moving on, Victor got a whole bunch of buffs, but also a whole bunch of nerfs. So I guess that kind of balances everything out. I can't quite figure out just how many of each there are, but I can tell it's more than 5 for both. Xiaoyu, not too much. She got slightly buffed. Lots of stuff pretty much remained the same. She only got 1 nerf. So that's very interesting. And let's see, Yoshimitsu got majorly buffed. He only has 1 or 2 nerfs from this patch. And then at the very end, we have Zafina. She ended up getting pretty much 1 buff and 1 nerf. So that also kind of balances things out too. So lots of stuff going on there for the most recent patch of Tekken 8. It is going to be really interesting to see how, I know I've said this with every patch that we've covered, but it's going to be pretty cool to see how the characters handle now that another patch is out, because, I mean, it's just going to keep on coming up until support ends for the game, which is not going to happen for at least a good few years.
At least until T9 comes out.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, maybe even just shortly before it comes out too. But yeah, we're still early in the lifespan of Tekken 8, so lots more to come on that. And holy smokes, the combination of covering Final Kombat and just going through the patch notes, that has already taken up the majority of our time here.
Oof, already. Okay, so this might be an extended episode. They will probably have to break into 2 parts. So consider this part A, and we'll kind of pause and restart at some point for part B, I guess. And part B started. Welcome back, fighters. Yeah, again, sorry that we went kind of over time, but there's just so much to go over this week, so we obviously had to split. Anyway, I'm gonna dive right in because we have a lot of Sparking Zero news to cover. Yes, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the well anticipated fighting game for the fall of 2024, is got some new content to share. Now, I have gotten this all from multiple sources. First off, Bandai had a new showcase not too long ago where they showed all the different modes that you can do in this game, and oh my gosh, Wolf, you would not believe how customizable you can get with this. You're gonna have a field day. I just know that. With this game.
Yep. Absolutely, dude.
So to start off, we have just general characters, story episodes where you kind of play through the historic moments of Dragon Ball, and interestingly enough, they're actually bringing back what if moments. So it's actually the way they're handling this is it's not just a separate episode. it's actually more like a choose your own adventure visual novel type thing. So it's the same episode, but you can make different decisions within that episode to get different outcomes and see how things would have turned out if characters had acted differently.
How crazy is that, man? Oh my gosh.
Indeed, but that pales into comparison to the custom mode, which is so freaking customizable. Like, they basically made this mode the movie maker of this entire game. Like, you could basically not only choose like who's gonna fight in what form and then do said fight, but you can also like you can have a title card, so you can basically like recreate a Dragon Ball episode sort of thing going on here, and you can even to an extent customize the intros for all the characters and how they interact.
That is absolutely incredible. Oh,
it is
my
absolutely
Lord.
insane, my friend. Now the one caveat of this showcase, unfortunately, is the host of that showcase did have to point out that while we would all like this Tenkaichi game to involve a split screen so that we can all play couch co-op, unfortunately because of how complex the destroyable environments have been with the development of this game, it kind of makes it hard to do split screen so it's mostly optimized for online play and single player play. So we're going to be seeing a lot of that as we see it showcased by different YouTubers. But there is good news. There actually is one stage where the split screen is possible, and that is the hyperbolic time chamber.
Oh,
because
wow.
it's basically just an empty void. So there's no need to worry about destructible environments, and so basically you can have that one arena where you can actually have a split screen and you can actually do couch co-op.
Oh man, that is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's better than nothing. So
yeah, like it's not a perfect solution, but they at least threw us this bone, and it was under a lot of consideration. So I'm just so glad that they actually decided to do this, because as far as I know, the Budokai Tenkaichi games have yet to have a proper split screen, because they have always been like very broad in terms of the environments that they cover in their levels. So.
Yeah.
The fact that they managed to just put at least one with a split screen is honestly a great achievement.
That is just that's unreal, man. Holy.
Yes, but it doesn't stop there. The news does not stop there, because aside from that, so for those of you who might not be familiar with this awesome fella, there is a YouTuber out there named Dr. Doya. He is known as one of the three idiots on YouTube, and he is a major Dragon Ball fighting game enthusiast on his channel. In fact, like most of his content up until now has mostly been the fan mod of Budokai Tenkaichi 4. So that just speaks to how hype he is honestly being for Fucking Zero coming out in October. And the crazy thing is he has actually gotten such clout in that corner of YouTube that that he actually was able to sit down with the game for 30 minutes and record his reactions to it as he played. So we got even more info thanks to him. So obviously we saw there's a bunch of like really cool animations, really cool particle effects and all that, and some really cool just character interactions. Like the voice lines in this game are absolutely insane in terms of their vastness. Like I'm pretty sure every pair of characters you can think of has at least maybe one or two variations as to how they can converse with each other.
Holy smokes.
Yes, and even crazier, like so like he showed this in his reactions too, but here's the crazy thing. You can actually have in the usual Budokai games, you can have they could do in the past they could do teams of 3.
Okay.
But for Sparking Zero, they're going up to teams of 5.
Oh my god, 5v5?
So you can actually have up to a team of 5, and for those characters that are compatible with each other, there is a designated fusion button.
Oh my god.
So if you have the characters, and here's the thing, they don't actually require them to be at the same power level. Say if Goku was like Super Saiyan Blue and Vegeta was just base Vegeta, you could still do a fusion, regardless of what power level each of them are at.
No freaking way.
So yeah, you could so as long as you have compatible characters on your team, you can actually just fuse right there and then, as long as you have the meter for it.
Oh my gosh, that is just wow.
Yeah, honestly, it is just seeing that. After seeing that, I instantly went to Amazon and pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition of this game, because why not? This is going to be one of the craziest fighting games of the year by far. No disrespect to T8, but I think Sparking Zero might be coming for your throne as far as the best release of 2024 fighting game wise. I'm just saying.
I don't blame you for saying that. It's going to be very, very close.
It is, and for those of you who have not pre-ordered yet, I will say this right now: no matter what version of the game you're getting, you definitely want to pre-order right now, because there are some awesome bonuses if you do. You get early unlocks of 5 or 6 different characters, and one of those characters is actually exclusive to the pre-order. So if you want to show off to all your friends, definitely pre-order this game now on Amazon or wherever you pre-order your games from. It is going to be absolutely crazy, and that's just saying the pre-orders. The base, the deluxe edition and the ultimate edition, those are all whole different beasts themselves. Obviously, deluxe edition, you will get your game passes and everything, but ultimate edition, you get skins and characters with that ultimate edition. It is as the name suggests, the ultimate Dragon Ball Sparking Zero experience. So if you have the cash, it's just like $150 Canadian dollars. If you have the cash for it, definitely pre-order the Ultimate Edition. I've got mine on lock, so I'm all good. So I cannot wait for that to get to me. But for those of you who have not ordered yet, definitely order now. I guarantee you will not be disappointed.
Oh yeah, abso-freaking-lutely.
Anyway, I have drooled on enough about Dragon Ball. So moving on to you, Wolf. I believe we have a certain Psychopomp joining us from Street Fighter 6 now, officially.
Yes, that is correct. It is confirmed M. Bison is going to be arriving later this summer, and along with that, we were treated to a full-on gameplay trailer, as well as the release of his character theme, Undying Desire.
Which, oh my gosh, sorry, I'm just gonna say something real quick here, Wolf. After seeing that trailer and his character theme, I'm just gonna say right now, it makes him so much more of a threat in this game compared to his earlier iterations, because earlier iterations when he was just the dictator, the Shadow Lu boss, he was kind of derpy, he was kind of goofy in those early games, but now
a little bit.
he actually feels like a legit terrifying threat.
He absolutely does. And I mean, on top of that, you pair that with JP, oh my lord, those two could literally rebuild Shadowloo from the ground up, and it would definitely be even stronger than the original incarnation. Oh my lord.
I honestly would not be surprised if that ends up happening in the DLC stories.
Yeah, it's crazy, but we've already seen that his legacy outfit is indeed coming back. We did see that. But can we talk about his default design here for SF6?
Oh my god!
Bro.
The man has a horse now. He has a horse now. And the whole Grim Reaper style hood. Seriously, this guy is freaking terrifying now.
As if he wasn't intimidating enough. Right?
He makes me think of a Doulahan searching for someone's head.
I could so see that. Oh my god. I could definitely see that. Oh my god.
Yeah,
just think about it now.
Serious Halloween. Honestly, they should have released this man in the fall, because he would be an excellent pick for a Halloween release.
Oh my god. If only, but it's already confirmed that Terry's going to be coming out in the fall. And then I believe it's Mai in the winter and Elena in the spring. So, yeah, but regardless, we're getting M. Bison, I believe, towards the end of either this month or it's going to be sometime next month, as far as if my memory serves me correctly. But yeah, the way, like, Bison just looks so much more intimidating, and like let's not forget to add the fact that like he's still wearing the pants, I think, from his legacy outfit. He's still wearing the pants, but now you add on the tattered cloak with the hood and everything. Like it's literally making it similar to like what they did for Ryu for his redesign. But regardless, my god, Bison, I think this is the best he has ever looked.
I would have to agree with you there, Wolf. He's definitely a lot more menacing now, and I feel like he's the villain he was supposed to be now.
I can definitely agree with that, and it also makes me wonder too what his third outfit is going to be.
That's a good question. Like, what will his third outfit be? Like, okay, so I'm just gonna say I got lucky with Akuma's third outfit. I'm just gonna say that
you friggin' called it.
but I do not expect to get lucky with M. Bison's third outfit. But I think if I had to make a conservative guess as to what the old MB will get for his third outfit, I feel like even though he is more menacing now, so but even that, I feel like they're going to go goofy with it with his third outfit. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like maybe Pennywise outfit. I honestly have no clue at this point what M. Bison's third outfit could possibly be, because he's just such a character. It's hard to imagine him as anything else.
This is very, very true, and I mean, on top of that, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't really think that Bison has ever actually had that many outfits, aside from his legacy outfit, and then, of course, the redesign for SF6. So, I mean, if they were to, like, take inspiration from other outfits that he's worn, if there are any, like, I could kind of see it maybe being like a fusion of his other looks, but unfortunately I don't know enough about Bison to be able to give like a proper answer, as opposed to other characters such as Akuma or like Cammy or Ken or Chun-Li. But yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see what they do for Akuma's for Bison's third costume. And I guess like if while we're on the topic of year 2 characters, I mean, obviously we're going to cover them in more detail as the months go by, but guaranteed we're getting Elena's legacy outfit as her second attire. But I am curious to see what they do for Terry and Mai.
I know, because like, as far as I know, in the Fatal Fury franchise and also King of Fighters, because they're there too, I don't actually know what variations Terry and Mai actually have in their outfits, because like obviously they're gonna go with their usual classic looks as their first outfits, because that's because that's how we saw them in the anime trailer.
Definitely.
So that begs the question, if they're already in their classic outfits for their first outfit, what's their second outfit going to be? Like, what legacy outfit could they have that goes beyond, like, what they already have been rocking for 20 plus years now?
Yeah, and I mean, like, if anything, something tells me that quite possibly what they could do for Terry is maybe give him, for his second outfit, maybe give him his look from City of the Wolves. When that eventually releases. But with Mai, I'm not really too sure. And again, that for me personally, that goes towards my lack of knowledge of the character. So like the only, like, obviously color palettes are not going to work in terms of alternates, because I mean you get additional color palettes anyways. So like I would probably say that, I mean, like, for her second outfit, like, maybe a legacy outfit, but I don't know what it could be. And then for the third outfit, I would definitely see probably something original tying both of them into the Street Fighter universe somehow.
Indeed, I have ideas. I have ideas for what they could do with their outfits. Like for Terry, I'm definitely thinking go absolutely crazy and just do like pizza delivery guy.
Oh my god, that could actually work. That
he has the hat.
He has
the hat for it, or make it like a trucker. Like go full trucker with his design.
I honestly don't know which one would actually work better. They are both such really good ideas.
Yeah, and then for I think she has to join jury in the onesie department and just go full on Fox onesie.
That would be kind of cute, actually. That would be really, really cute.
Please, Capcom, make it happen.
Additionally, I guess maybe they could do like maybe an athletic wear style outfit. I guess like maybe think
her default is already pretty slim fitting. I don't think they really need another outfit.
Well, true, but I mean like actual athletic clothing. Like think along the lines of Chun-Li's look from the Alpha games, for instance. Think of it like that.
I can kind of see it, but I'm not sure if that's really my style.
Probably not, but I still think it could make for a decent outfit. Alternatively, like maybe put her in a kimono. Like that could be kind of cool.
Actually, yeah, I could definitely see that working.
Yeah, that I think could absolutely work. But again, like it's obviously we can speculate all we want. They're not going to be coming. Terry's not going to be coming until the fall of this year, and then Mai's going to be coming sometime next winter, so probably either January or February. But yeah, like those would be our way too early speculation on what Terry and Mai's other outfits could possibly look like.
But oh my god, if I actually nail Terry's outfits predictions, like if one of my outfit 3 predictions actually comes true of Terry, I think my head's gonna is gonna start to swell here, Wolf.
I think so, because again, like you said, you got very lucky nailing down Akuma's 3rd outfit. So I mean, if it happens again, like there's gonna be some words. there's gonna be some words, not bad ones obviously, but yeah, there's gonna be a little discussion you and I are gonna have there. Nonetheless, yeah, that's pretty much what we got in regards to Street Fighter 6. And actually, one more thing that I almost completely forgot about, is the fact that, this is for MK1, by the way, the release of Farah as a cameo. I believe it was supposed to happen later on this week, but instead, it's being delayed until this coming Sunday. So June 23rd is when Farah will officially be coming to Mortal Kombat 1 as a cameo. I would assume that the delay is probably because the dev team just needs to like tidy things up a little bit more, put on, some extra finishing touches. But yeah, that news literally just dropped earlier on in the day, so I can't believe I almost forgot about that, but just wanted to quickly put that out there. The release for Farah as a cameo in MK1 officially delayed and reconfirmed for June 23rd. So just wanted to quickly put that out there.
No worries, man. Let's move off. I think we've basically dried up all our news for this week.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have an interesting discussion that I wanted to bring up to you and Pharaoh. So, obviously in fighting games, we see a lot of martial arts, like karate. We see some judo. We see some taekwondo in there, and for some characters, we have stuff like capoeira, kung fu, all the usual suspects. But how do you guys feel about this very martial arts dominated fighting styles in fighting games, and what other fighting styles would you like to see in fighting games?
Well, naturally, a lot of these different styles, it makes perfect sense for them to show up in there. Kung fu, karate, taekwondo, and so on and so forth. Like that just seems to be very natural. I am not exactly an expert on different, martial arts styles or just any sort of fighting style in general. I'm not an expert on it. But I think in short, probably one that I would want to see more represented would be Muay Thai, actually. Because
ooh, that's actually a good one. Yeah,
off the top of
Muay
my
Thai.
head, I can only think of two characters that actually use Muay Thai. Because you got Fakun Ram from Tekken. When he was released in Tekken 7, he used Muay Thai. And then Sagat in the Street Fighter franchise, he also uses Muay Thai. But yeah, like I think that is a fighting style that is definitely severely underutilized. So for sure, I would definitely want to see more characters that use Muay Thai. Absolutely.
Honestly, that's a very good pick, Wolf. Because I through all the fighting anime that I've seen a lot of Muay Thai characters, and yet we do not see a lot of Muay Thai in fighting games. So
right?
I think we definitely need some more representation of the ancient Thai kickboxing.
Absolutely. Plus, it looks extremely badass too.
It does. It really does.
Let's not leave that out. So, yeah, definitely Muay Thai for the win. But that's really like the only one I can come up with off the top of my head there. So, would definitely love to see more Muay Thai in future games. Absolutely.
Okay, Pharaoh, what about your thoughts?
Okay, so like Wolf, I'm not really much of an expert on this. To be fair, even less one than he is. But I may be jumping a little into the WWE section here, but one that tends to get a little unappreciated is your high flyers. High flyers, high risk, high reward stuff. It's I would sort of say aerial fighters.
Interesting.
It's I guess a lot of stuff is done on the ground, obviously. It's that's just how fight games work.
Right.
But say if some character had a mostly aerial moveset.
Okay, so
most of the stuff would be done via jumping.
So you're thinking like you like to see more characters that fight in a 3D space rather than a 2D space.
Yeah, I guess that would be that would help. I think more fighting games should incorporate the 3D, since it still hasn't gone much. It still has its kind of a mostly unexplored area that has a lot of potential.
Interesting pick. I like it.
Honestly, that's not a bad pick at all, and I can definitely agree with that. I think that would be an excellent addition. Because normally, yes, a lot of the fighting and stuff like that, definitely, most of it happening on the ground, but yeah, like everyone, or at least most characters anyway, would have at least like a few moves that they could use in the air, but like it wouldn't be completely aerial, or even like majority of the moves being aerial. So that could definitely be pretty cool, and I think that could actually spark a bit of like an innovative renaissance in a way, of incorporating more unique fighting styles into future games.
Indeed. For me, in case you guys were curious, I think one fighting style that is definitely underappreciated. I'm like, as far as I know, there's only one character that I know of that actually uses this style in a fighting game: sumo.
That's a good one.
Like
Yeah.
Free Honda, he's the one sumo rep in all of fighting games, and he just gets dunked on so much. And but honestly, if you act if you actually watch how sumo goes, I watched this one sumo anime. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it was a really cool anime. It was a really good sports anime, fighting like martial arts anime, and sumo goes hard. Like there is so much potential for how you could actually pull off like a sumo character in a fighting game, and it's just sad to me that they don't get representation enough.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. I almost completely forgot about sumo. That's crazy. But yeah, definitely an excellent pick.
Thank you.
Well, I suppose with that, we will wrap things up with our dream rosters.
Not quite yet, Wolf. I think we still have an indie spotlight to go through first.
Oh shoot, that's right.
Yes.
My bad. I got a little ahead there.
I've told Farrah about this. Wolf, I believe I mentioned this to you on the bus on Friday, but
Yep.
but I am taking us back to the same developer that gave us Arcus Arcus Chroma. He is like, this man is a freaking beast. Like, he is one man armying, he's a one man dev team army who is not only doing Arcus Chroma in early access, but he's currently also working on another game which is very similar called Hyper Hitboxing.
Oh.
Now again, this is a game where you cannot jump, as far as I know.
Right.
There is no yumps in this game. It is just like there are some dodge rolls here and there. There's a couple super moves here and there, but mostly it's just straight up 2D boxing.
All right, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Now, and here's the thing: the trailers do not show us that much. Like, it's literally just the same two characters brawling on different stages. Like, yeah, a boxing ring. You got what looks to be like a bar and one location which I can't recall at the moment. But yeah, it looks pretty simple. But I feel like this also is going to be one of those fighting games where it's very, very mind gamey and very technical in terms of like how you string your combos.
Right.
Again, a lot like Arcus Chroma.
Yeah, that is just wow. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we don't have a whole lot to talk about with this game, unfortunately, because it's not even in early access right now. Like, it's still in the coming soon stage. But as soon as this drops, we are definitely going to come back to this and revisit it. And I'm going to definitely give you guys the scoop on this because it also looks like a really fun game, and it's got the same like pixelated, like cartoony art style as Arcus Chroma. And honestly, I cannot wait to pick this game up when it comes out.
For sure. That is absolutely insane.
Okay, now we can get to the dream rosters.
There we go.
Okay, well, so you start us off. What's your dream roster for this week?
Mine is plain and simple. This one focuses on the internal organs of the body. So this one...
Interesting. So care to elaborate on that?
Yep. So basically, I imagine it as your traditional 2D fighter. A decent sized roster. I mean, everything from, your lungs to your heart, your pancreas, your liver, all that good stuff. Your kidneys,
your skin
as well. Yep, that too. And basically it'd be just, you could kind of think of it as like, I'm trying to think. Oh, that's right. Think of it as like the one with the waving tube men. Think of it as like that, but instead of the tube men, it's basically your internal organs.
You could go that route, but I think there is actually some potential here for like a proper 2D fighting game.
Yeah, I didn't really think too much into it. It was just the first thing that came to mind.
Like, maybe what you could do is like make the organs into like their own like little monster versions of themselves, then fight that way.
Oh yeah, that could definitely work. Absolutely.
You could turn into like some sort of a horror fighter in a way.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Ooh. I just thought of it. Okay, so here's your scenario for the game. Basically, have like a whole warehouse of organ donor organs. And then some radiation comes in or toxic goop or what have you, but something happens, some inciting incident, and they mutate, and boom, you've got fighting organs.
Oh man, that could definitely work. Oh my gosh.
Like, honestly, like, you have so much fun with this, like, and I think a fun thing you could do with this is like, when you're choosing which organ you want to play as, you choose how healthy that organ is, and depending on how healthy or unhealthy you are, it switches up your abilities.
Oh, that is a very, very good idea.
like maybe like take the heart for instance. Like if you have a healthy heart, like that heart might have a lot more vitality and endurance.
Yeah.
But if it's an unhealthy heart, it could like shoot like plaque buildup.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a good idea.
And oh my gosh, lungs! Like you could do so much with lungs, like smoking and vaping alone for the unhealthy stuff. Like you could even do like skill trees here.
Oh, definitely. Like that. Oh my god, that would be really cool to do. Yeah, that'd be really freaking good. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on a dream roster is the internal organs of the body.
Cool. Okay, I super love it. Pharaoh, what do you got for your dream roster this week?
Great. So, I'm drawing a little bit of inspiration from some Persona stuff, and I thought, well, you can probably use the tarot cards that are featured in. I know. What is that other game that you mentioned before? I think it.
Well,
was,
it's not really a game. It's just like I know that in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, that series, in the arc of the Stardust Crusaders, they have stands that are kind of based off of the tarot cards, but it's not really like leaned into heavily. So, as far as our rule with it, it has to be something that doesn't have or that doesn't already have a fighting game. I'm gonna say this is a case where Pharaoh is okay to use this as a dream roster.
All right. So
which I'm honestly so bummed about because I I have two tarot cards I have two tarot decks at home, and I am really miffed at myself for not thinking of this sooner. So good on you, Pharaoh, for beating me to the punch.
All right. Well, thank you. What I was thinking of here is that, well, utilizing the arcanas of the cards, you could probably have a roster built up of mythological figures, creatures, or whatever that correspond with each of their correspond. If you're in like a double battle or something, or like two, if you have two characters of the same arcana on the same team, you could probably have like a power bonus or something.
So
maybe
like,
your attacks do like 1.5 times as much damage instead of 1 time.
I mean, if you know your tarot cards, you know that the major arcana, like, they're pretty unique, so not a lot of chance for them to actually match up. But lower arcana, definitely a chance there. Like, even if you just use the royals, like the emperor, the king, the queen, and the what like it's not the jack, but whatever you want to call like the fourth guy. Like I think it's a knight. I think it's a knight or something along those lines. But yeah, for those guys, I can definitely see some synergy mechanics happening.
I think I was just referring to the major arcana because the minor ones are not really used much. Like, let's be real here. The only instance I've seen the minor arcana used in video games is Persona 3 and 4, which even then they didn't have the same effects as the major cards.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and even then, in the other games, the other three, the minor cards are practically not in use. It's more of, that's similar arcana, a bonus of some sort.
So yeah, but like the major arcana, like what I'm saying is like they are their own unique things. Like they don't have any they don't have suits or anything. Like that's what I'm saying is they don't have suits.
No, I know. It's more of what I'm saying is if these two creatures are of the same arcana, like you say, like you have one, they correspond with the same, where they have like the same sort of thing going on, and oh well.
Sure, if that's really possible, because they are pretty vastly different. Like, I guess one thing you could do is like, depending on like what their meanings are, like you could have them like you could have different pairs have different buffs, or you could do like a whole buff system where like you could apply suits to them. Like you could be a chalice, you could be a wand, you could be a sword, or you could be a coin.
Or perhaps maybe if the two are related, like let's just say we'll use the sun and the moon. Or maybe the sun, the moon, or the sun and the star, or the moon and the star, since they all appear to be somewhat similar.
So that's what you're looking at. Okay, yeah, that does make a lot more sense.
I'd say more if it's like like a sequence, or let's just say the emperor and the empress together. You probably have a power of like a bonus. I guess it depends on the combination.
Yeah.
I mean, and with the Fool and the World, you'll get a combination regardless because, well, those two are pretty strong on their own.
Right. So how do you see this actually working at like gameplay wise?
Honestly, I could probably see this as your standard run-of-the-mill one, like your how normal like how MK8, MK11, my bad, and Tekken 8 are set up, sort of. I couldn't see this as a platformer.
Fair.
Basically, your run-of-the-mill standard fighter.
Okay, so 3D arena fighting, basically. Which I guess could give you more liberty to pull off like more crazy moves if you have that 3D space to work with.
Yeah.
Cool. Any like special bars that we would charge up, or is it just like your standard or is this your standard super meter?
I would need a little more time to think of that properly, because it's a lot of things thought you got to put into it.
Yeah, there are tarot cards. There are definitely a lot of moving parts there.
Oh yeah, and each one having its own effect, you kind of have to keep that in consideration.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, do you guys want to hear my dream roster for this week?
Let's do it, yeah.
Go on.
Okay, so my idea is public service workers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like we've seen public service workers a lot, like in the backgrounds of fighting game, like in fighting game backgrounds and stages. But I think it's time we give them a chance to fight it out as well. So I'm definitely thinking like construction workers, electricians, plumbers, that sort of thing. But obviously also we would throw in like search and rescue, diving, firefighters, police officers, paramedics, doctors, what have you. Just all the usual suspects in terms of that. And then maybe as a final boss, we'll throw in like a soldier from the army. Just go all bonkers and like make these guys like as superpowered as possible, just to absolutely just go ham on their respective professions. And obviously this would be like a Skullgirls Street Fighter style 2D fighter for me.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And with like the variety of like how each profession works, I can definitely see each one having their own mechanic.
All right, not bad.
So yeah, that's my dream roster for this week.
Sweet. Well, I think that is a perfect way to wrap things up. We are just about out of time, so very quickly, thank you to everyone who continues to show support for us, listening every single week. Truly appreciate it. It's part of what helps us continue to move forward with the podcast. So thank you so much. Can't stress it enough. Tell everybody you know about us. We can always do with more fans. And once this episode goes up, it will be in 2 different parts. So in case you guys are wondering why the first half ended so abruptly, it's because we're actually recording both parts in one single session. So, yeah, that's why. But
it just took a while. But hey, you get 2 episodes for the price of 1 this week.
Exactly. So, with that, on behalf of Canine Calamity, this is Wolfpack signing off.
This is Shamaro stepping away from the dojo.
And this is Pharaoh disappearing into the void once again.
Stay safe. Be sure to stay cool, especially for those who are in the GTA. And, most importantly, fight on.
Fight on.
Fight on.
We'll see you all next time. Have yourselves a good one.
Later.
Good night.